congratulations on the assist there, Kalani. And not to start on too negative of a note, but what change did you guys feel like in the second half?
Uh, I think Colorado brought a different intensity to them. To be fair, I thought they did a really good job of um, managing to press us a little bit more effectively, um, and play forward, be more direct. And then for us, we were just too stagnant. We went to the same things. We didn't try to change it up. And Colorado's it's a tough place to play once you get gassed. The Rapids can get on top of you, and I think that's what we saw in the second half. The game opened up a little bit towards the end. You need some good goalkeeping, and it's unfortunate at the same time to not score late in the game. But I felt like Colorado just were far more intense, and they took it to us.
All right, we'll go next to Jada Evans. Jada, go ahead.
Thank you. You guys, when you're kind of talking about that, Christian, did you kind of think that you might have an opportunity against them going in because they had an inexperienced goalkeeper, or how did their lineup choices kind of make you feel at the beginning of the game?
And I mean, nothing changed on our side. I mean, this is a really good team, and guys step up. I mean, just like us, right? We went on a roll once. We kind of had some injuries, and we're all professionals here, so like guys step up, and guys fill in roles really well. Their goalie was he played well. The one thing we talked about was getting shots off. This goalie was inexperienced, and putting pressure on him. So. Those are things that we talked about. But credit to Colorado. I felt like they played well. We at times survived during the game, and at the end of the day, it's a road point and 7 points in 3 games, and I think we'll take that right now.
And then, Kalani, can you kind of talk about the run you made to help set up Musovski's goal?
Yeah, I mean, it was one of those things that we've been talking about in practice. Just getting that rotation between me and Peppo, and on either side of the field, really just making sure you got the wide guy, you got the inside guy. I felt like during this game, especially like Christian said, they were pressing really well. So it was hard for us to really build out and find our flow offensively, and really getting midfielders and center backs touches on the ball. We ended up going long a lot. So that was tough to really create from one side of the field all the way to the other. But I thought that during that play was getting Jesus on the ball in those pockets. Same with Peppo on the ball in those pockets has always been really good for us. So when I saw Jesus on the opposite side, or maybe it's in the middle, I don't remember, but picking up the ball in that pocket, I know he likes to turn and play those through balls. So kind of just put my head down and ran, and then goalie kind of came out a little bit, and that definitely helped it open up a little bit. And me and Moose have been talking about that ball for weeks now, just like, hey, if I get it, I'm just going to look for you inside. And there's one earlier in the game that I tried to kind of play from deeper, that I didn't put as much curve on it as I wanted, but ended up working out later in the half, where I told him I'm just going to rip it across the front of the post, and he's usually there at the front post. So ended up working out well.
Masvia, go ahead.
Hey, Christian, going back to, you said at times the team survived, and in a couple of those times you survived, maybe more than a couple, Stefan Fry played, kept you guys in the game. Can you talk about his play and how that enabled you all to walk away with the point, as you said?
Yeah, set pieces were tough today. I think they did a really good job of one, serving a really good ball, and two, having really good runs and picks. And so that made it difficult for us. Steph obviously is Steph, and he saves us a whole lot throughout the year. And so we also had one off the line early in the game. So we at times survive, and that's part of playing on the road, right? Not every game's going to be pretty, not every game's going to be perfect. We had a 1-0 lead, and how can we keep that 1-0 lead by playing better? That's what I would like to see. But at the end of the day, yeah, I think there were times where we survived, and we made some plays, I think, in the defensive third. And so I think that was the storyline, especially in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, just to know, you're being humble, but the person that made that save on the line was you, if I remember correct.
Yeah,
Yeah.
good, just right place, right time.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Hey, one last one, if I can get one in there. On that set piece that they scored on, have you guys discussed having somebody behind the wall? Because it's like you don't, and then they score, then it looks like it was great. But I mean, was there some discussion, or well, that's more of a coach's question, but I'll ask you a little bit.
Yeah, no, there's discussion. In that moment, maybe our wall should have just stayed on our tippy toes a little bit more if we weren't going to have a guy there. We had talked about it on the field. We elected not to. I think that if we're going to jump that high, I think we're going to eventually have a guy there moving forward. But yeah, I think those things happen, and sometimes they're result driven, right? Because they score, we might end up having a guy there, and it prevents it next time. Whereas, if we jumped and we blocked it, right, we're not going to be talking about this. So it's catch-22, and hopefully we can avoid more free kicks on top of the box like that.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, we'll circle back for a couple more follow-ups. Jeremiah, go ahead.
Yeah, Kalani, there's been a lot of talk about the depth of this team, and once again, you guys had I guess you could say, a rotated lineup to start. What is it doing for the confidence of the team, of you in particular, that you keep getting these starts, and that you guys were playing well while you were in there?
Yeah. I mean, obviously it feels good, and we all work so hard to get on the field and to make an impact in the game. So seeing that kind of thing pay off is definitely feels good. And you definitely look back and you're like, oh, I'm doing the right things. But at the same time, it's also about consistency and making sure that it doesn't just happen once. It keeps going over and over again. I think that, to your point of having depth on the team right now and the last couple starting lineups, I think that it really pushes the team in general and just keeps practice competitive, keeps games super competitive. And it's not like, oh, this guy's set in stone, always going to start, always going to do this, whatever. It makes it so that you got a little bit more fire under you. And whether it's me coming in the game, whether it's Danny coming in the game, whether it's whoever on our team, it's just a bit more competitive, and you got guys wanting it a little bit more. And even if you aren't playing, that in practice the whole week, you've been pushing the guy who's ahead or behind you. And so I think that in the long run, it's going to be really helpful for us because one, you'll have a lot of guys who will get experience and be able to get thrown into random games here and there, and injury does this or that or whatever. And you can count on other guys rather than more than just like the main, whatever, 10, 11 guys that you got. So I think that in the long run, it'll really help us. And for now, it's keeping everything competitive. And as we find our stride, it'll only push guys more and more.
All right, Jada Evans, why don't you close this out?
Thanks. I have a two-parter. First, Cristian, you were talking about the decision as far as the wall goes, and it seems like an either or kind of thing, but why did you guys decide today not to do that, to have a person on the ground?
Yeah, I think, we just, honestly, we haven't trained it as much as we should have. Those things don't happen quite as often in a game as you think, right? Like, you get a free kick literally on top of the box every once in a while. And so, yeah, we haven't trained it. We, usually when something like this happens, you end up discussing it a whole lot more and solving the issue. And so, yeah, it's one of those things where, we just didn't pre-decide it prior. And so then we're making a split decision.
And then I just wanted to ask about seeing Josh again. He obviously helped Colorado play well. So either one of y'all, did you have any conversations with him? Yeah, and seeing him again.
It's good to see him. We all like Josh and spent a lot of time with him. And I mean, even I haven't been on the team as long as most of these guys, but I got pretty close to him in the couple months that I did hang out with him a lot. So I think for everybody, it's good to see. It's good to see guys. Especially when they've been at the club for so long and had an impact at the club. Like, you're going to root for them regardless. And at the end of the day, it'll be competitive on the field, but at the end of the day, you're going to shake hands, give them a hug, and say good luck and keep doing what he's doing.